What's going on, everybody? My name is Jason and I make posters. Happy Halloween to everybody out there, and since it's Halloween, I think this calls for a costume change. Much better, know what I mean? Ernest Scared Stupid is one of my favorite movies to watch on Halloween. Actually, it's probably my favorite. And I was digging through some of my old design stuff and I found this poster that I created about 6 years ago. And I only have the flattened JPEG version. I don't have the vector versions anymore. I don't know what happened to them. But I thought it would be really fun to adapt this poster into an Ernest Scared Stupid poster. So that's what we're gonna do today. Before we get started, this is a real, actual Ernest hat. If you wanna hear more about how I got it, wait till the end of the video and I'll share it then. All right, let's head over to Illustrator. All right, so I opened up my design file and apparently I do have the vectors for these, so that's really good. It's gonna save quite a bit of time while putting this together. All right, so this is what I have right here. And my original file was an 11 by 17, but we're gonna adapt that to an 18 by 27 because I think I'm gonna have this printed. So I'm gonna do these one by one in most cases, but what I'm gonna do here is kind of bring this over right here and bring this up here, because we want that space at the top for the actual milk carton. And I just realized there are a lot of people out there who are not familiar with this Purity milk carton. So this is actually something that I grew up with. And you actually do see this design of the milk cartons in the movie from Purity. And it's really cool because I used to go to Purity Dairy on field trips when I was a kid. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take everything that's on this side and adapt it to the Ernest movie. So I'm just gonna speed up that process. All right, so this Purity logo right here is a custom font that they designed for the logo. So I'm not able to recreate that. However, I'm gonna try to find something that is nice and similar to it that will still kind of give off the same feeling. So I found this font right here, Dreamboat. This is on Adobe Fonts, and now I'm just gonna wait for it to activate. All right, so I like the way this font looks. It's giving kind of a similar vibe to the Purity logo. So let's ungroup all of these things right here. Probably gonna have to stretch this out a little bit. Let me ungroup those so I can get rid of the Purity. Bring this to about right here, and then we can just center it up. So the company that made it is Touchstone Pictures. All right, so I've got those two that are kind of mimicking those two pieces of text. However, with this being a movie poster, we're gonna have to flip these. So it needs to say Touchstone Pictures presents blah, 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 Jim Varney, and then the title of the movie. Wanted to make this light since the one on top is bold and since the one on the bottom is a little bit lighter. Okay, so the top portion is looking good. So now we will work on this part right here, which is actually going to display the name of the movie. So I'm gonna move this over, center it up with the poster. Actually, we need to do this first. Group it all together and then center it. There we go. All right, so I do know what this font is called, so we're gonna type out the title, if I can spell it. All right, so since that first C is larger than the rest of the type, we're gonna do that same thing on the title. And then we'll rotate this to about, I think I did 15, looks like I did 15 degrees. And yeah, that looks good. We'll get rid of the chocolate milk portion of it. Kind of bring this out about right there. Since it's the actual title of the movie, you want it to be nice and large. All right, so before we cut off the sides, we got to bring this up to about right there. Needs to be nice and authentic, so it kind of covers that. All right, so now we can cut off the edges here. All right, looking good, and then all we have to do is put down the bottom text. All right, so for the bottom text, I don't really have too many ideas outside of putting the director's name, but inside of this little thing that says real, I'm gonna put Vern in there. All right, so that looks great. Let's go ahead and put it about right there, I would say. All right, so I'm gonna grab this, paste it into Photoshop, and apply a few effects just to kind of make it look a little bit more aged. All right, so I got it pasted in here, and I'm gonna use the only cardboard texture that I actually have. I need to get more cardboard textures. If anybody knows where I can get some of those, let me know. All right, so like a good designer, I actually did my planning ahead of time, and I made sure that all of the white that's in here is not pure white so that we can actually see those effects. So I like the soft light. It's probably my favorite one. Pin light is nice too, but it's a little bit too much. Divide is interesting. It's making it look aged, but not like it's being affected by sunlight. But I think I'm just gonna have to go with soft light. And then I'm gonna add a little layer of grain here, and then change our blending mode to overlay. That'll help to give it a little bit more dimension. And then I think I'll do a Gaussian blur of about 2. All right, so there is our finalized version of the Ernest Scared Stupid chocolate milk poster. I love this movie a lot, and I've been wanting to adapt this design into a poster for the movie. All right, if you've stuck around to the end, then you're obviously interested in this, but like I said earlier, this is a real Ernest hat. It was given to me by John Cherry when I used to work for him. He just passed away a few months ago. He is very sorely missed. Rest in peace, Mr. Cherry. Anyway, I always enjoyed working with him, and he always came by my desk and he said, "Hey, do you have any lunch plans today?" And I was like, "Nope." And he said, "Come on, I'll take you to lunch and I'll tell you some Ernest stories." So he would take me out to lunch. One of his favorite places to go was Burger King. And we would just sit there for a couple hours and he would just tell me Ernest stories, and they were hilarious. One day he came over to my desk and he had his hand behind his back. And I said, "What are you doing, Buster?" Buster was his nickname. That's what everybody called him. And he said, "Well, I have something for you, but it's not something that I give away to a lot of people." And then he pulled this out from behind his back. So it was really cool. And so he actually signed it for me with a little personalized message right there. And he told me this was one of the hats that they used in Ernest Goes to Camp. So from that moment on, I freaked out, and I've held on to this hat ever since, wearing it only strictly on occasion. So that's my story about how I came across this hat. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and click the bell for notifications to be notified of all future content. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. Happy Halloween. Bye-bye.